I used to be a professional salvage diver, one of the best on the East Coast. Then I was convicted of murder. They said I cut my partner's air hose. Said I killed for money. I did 8 years for a murder I didn't commit. Now I gut fish for a seafood wholesaler in a rundown warehouse by the docks. That day, my family came tearing down the pier like the world was ending. My mom and dad collapsed onto the filthy ground.
Ethan, your brother went diving 2 hours ago. He still hasn't come back up. Something happened to him.
You're the best diver we know. Get in the water and bring him up.
My ex-wife Vanessa rushed up next. She pulled out the wedding ring from years ago. Then she forced it onto my finger.
I swear to you, if you go down there and bring Jason back, I'll marry you again.
I said nothing. I just reached up and touched the hearing aid on my ear. Had they really forgotten? 8 years ago, Jason, the son they chose, over and over again, instead of me. He fought with his dive partner underwater, over gold bars, hidden in a sunken ship. After it happened, Vanessa wanted to protect him, so she forced me to sign a confession. My dad went even further. He slapped me so hard. He ruptured my eardrum. That one hit left me half deaf. And now, with the condition I'm in now, if I go back underwater, the pressure could trigger a brain bleed. I could die down there.
Ethan, shut your damn mouth and do what they say.
That was David, the dock manager. Just now, he was all smiles, sucking up to them. The second he turned to me, his face filled with disgust.
The Lane and Cole families practically own this town. I always thought you knew your place. Didn't expect you to get so full of yourself. Just say yes already. You save a life, you get money. It's your shot at redemption. So why are you still rotting here, slinging guts on this pier?
People nearby had no idea what was going on, but that didn't stop them.
Yeah, what's wrong with this guy?
That's his brother.
How can he be this cold?
Probably thinks the money's too low. He's trying to jack up the price.
Looks normal enough. Turns out he's rotten inside.
Every word landed hard. The one they dragged out to take the fall for Jason was me. The one whose life got destroyed was me. So why? Why was I still the one standing here, getting cursed at like I was garbage? I pulled the ring off, set it back in Vanessa's hand. Then I pointed at my hearing aid and shook my head. It's not that I won't save him. My ear is shot. If I go underwater, I'll die. My mom, Susan, froze for a second. Then she threw herself into the filthy water on the ground. Fish scales stuck to her clothes. She slapped the puddles with both hands, crying so hard her voice cracked.
Ethan, it's been 8 years. How are you still this cold, this cruel, this heartless to get out of this? That you'd actually fake an injury? That's Jason. That's your brother.
My dad, Victor, stared at me in pure disappointment. His whole hand was shaking.
How did we end up with a monster like you, standing there while your own brother dies? And now you're making up lies? You're a goddamn disgrace.
Vanessa's eyes were bright red. She dug through her purse with trembling hands. Then she yanked out a bank card and shoved it into my palm.
Ethan, I'm begging you. There's $5 million on this card. That's enough for you to live on forever. Just go down there now. Bring Jason back. You want money? Fine, take it! You want something else? Just name it!
A hot tear fell from her face. It landed on the back of my hand and burned. Burned so badly it felt like it went straight through me. 8 years in prison. She never visited me once, not one time. And now this was our reunion. She was humbling herself for the same man she once protected by forcing me to confess. And even now, she was still using money to grind what was left of my dignity into the dirt. I didn't want to keep arguing with them. Not anymore, so I swallowed the pain. My hand shook as I pulled a medical report from my pocket. A diagnosis: severe eardrum perforation. I tried to show it to her. Vanessa didn't even look. She slapped my hand away. The paper flew out.
Are you done yet? You're still waving around some stupid piece of paper? Isn't money what you want? Ira doesn't have time for this!
Jason doesn't have time for this. Then David charged over. He grabbed my fish table and flipped the whole thing. Fish crashed to the ground, ice scattered everywhere.
Ethan! You murderer! Get the hell out! Don't bring your bad luck onto these docks! If you won't save him today, then don't ever think about coming back here!
The crowd joined in at once, people passing by, everybody. Some even spat at me.
Get out, murderer!
A piece of trash like you deserves to rot in hell. I looked down. The medical report Vanessa slapped away was lying on the floor, soaked, stepped on. And in that moment, the whole thing felt absurd. All I wanted was to live like a normal person, quietly, alone, in some forgotten corner. That was it.
Why was even that too much to ask? Did they really have to push me all the way to death?
That feeling, like the whole world was pointing at me. It crushed the last of my defenses. I didn't want to stay there one more second. I turned and ran. I don't even know how I made it back to my rental. I just remember the voices, people on the street yelling after me, cursing me. I barely got inside. I hadn't even caught my breath yet. Then my phone started going insane. Alert after alert. Hashtag the murderer who let his brother drown. Hashtag rich family drama. The adopted son versus the real one. Desperate heiress begs her prisoner, ex, to help. I tapped one of the alerts. It opened straight into Vanessa's live stream. On camera, my mom, Susan, sat there trembling. She was trying to hold back tears.
I'm so sorry, everyone. We know we're taking up public attention, but as a mother, I have nowhere else to turn.
She covered her mouth and sobbed.
It's our fault. We failed to raise him right. Back then, he killed for gold bars. He robbed people. He took a life. He served 8 years for it. I thought prison would change him, but I was wrong. He's rotten to the core.
Her tears streamed down harder. Now his brother's trapped underwater. His life is hanging by a thread.
Ethan could save him. He could, but he just ran away.
Victor held her up like she might collapse. Then he turned to the camera.
I'm begging everyone to help us. If anyone can bring Ethan back, I'll pay 7 figures.
The comments exploded. They flooded so fast I could barely read them. Trash like that deserves exposure. I know where he lives. West Side Apartments. This kind of garbage should die. Anyone in Harbor City? Go block him in. Come on, guys. Go teach that freak a lesson. I stared at the screen. My whole body went numb. Then it happened. A violent pounding hit my door, over and over, like they were trying to break it down. I barely had time to react. My landlord stormed in first. Behind him was a crowd of people. Phones up, flashlights on, cameras shoved in my face.
Oh, look at you. You hit it pretty well. A damn killer living in my building?
They rushed inside like looters. One man smashed my bowls. Another kicked over my pots. Plates shattered across the floor. Everything I had got torn apart in seconds. I tried to stop them. 2 huge men grabbed me instantly. One slammed my head down. The other locked my arms.
Hold still, apologize to the camera. Say it now. Tell them you're trash. You don't deserve to breathe.
Humiliation drowned me. It hit like a wave. Someone yanked my hair back. A phone was jammed right in my face. The live comments kept flying by. I couldn't move. Then the crowd suddenly split apart, making a path. My parents walked in. For one stupid second, I thought they were here to stop this. I was wrong. Victor's face was dark, cold. He handed someone a thick coil of rope. It was so heavy it sagged. He pointed at me through clenched teeth.
Please, help me tie him up. If he won't go, then drag him there.
I snapped my head up. I stared at him like I didn't know him.
Dad, do you even hear yourself? I told you, I can't dive. I'll die.
Then I looked at my mother.
Mom, do I even matter to you? I'm your son!
For Jason, are you really gonna force me to death?
Susan's eyes were red. For 1 second, she looked away, like something inside her shook. But it vanished almost instantly. What came back was ice.
Shut up! Jason may not be blood, but he's 1,000 times better than you know. 10,000! You spent 8 years in prison. Who took care of us during those years? Jason did. Who stayed by our side? Jason did. And now he's in trouble. You're his brother. You should be saving him. You're just gonna let him die? Can your conscience live with that?
My chest felt ripped open. I was already in pieces, but that still hurt so bad I could barely breathe. So that was it. Blood never mattered to them. Not once. To them, I was a stain. Something disposable. Something they could throw away whenever they needed.
I'm not going! I didn't kill anyone! The case back then wasn't what you think! Why won't any of you believe me?
I fought like hell, twisting, kicking, trying to break free from the rope. But nobody cared what a convicted killer had to say. Not one person, just when I was about to break. Vanessa walked in. One of her bodyguards handed her something, a stun baton. She took it without blinking. Then she stepped into my room. Her face was cold and hard.
Ethan, don't make me do this. For Jason. There is nothing I won't do.
She didn't hesitate. She jammed the stun baton straight into my back. A brutal crack of electricity tore through me. My whole body convulsed, then everything went black. When I opened my eyes again, I was sprawled across the deck, like something the tide had spit back out. All around me was open ocean, nothing but water. Waves slammed against the boat. The sound made my heart seize up.
Ethan, stop playing dead. Get in the water. Bring Jason back.
When I still didn't move,
I promise you, if you bring Jason back up,
clenched her teeth and said,
I'll think about marrying you again.
And you'll never have to do that filthy job again.
"Filthy?" That word hit me like a knife. Half a year ago, right after I got out, I went back to the Cole mansion once. I was stupid enough to think maybe there was still a little love left for me there. But that night, through the mansion's floor-to-ceiling windows, all I saw was a house blazing with light. My mom and dad were inside. Vanessa was too. They were all gathered around Jason, the son they always chose over me. They were eating a big holiday dinner, roast turkey on the table, steak, lobster, wine, everything rich and perfect. Glasses raised, laughter everywhere. They looked like the perfect family. And me? I was standing outside in the freezing wind, a convict who had done 8 years for someone else, half deaf, broken, shaking from the cold. That was the moment I finally woke up. My hell had never been prison. My hell was them. They built it with their own hands. In that house, I was never family. I was just an outsider. My thoughts snapped back to the boat. Then my eyes locked on something in Vanessa's hand. A photograph. She was gripping it tight. It was a candid shot from a beach volleyball game. Jason was shirtless, standing out among a group of dive team members. And the thing that hit me hardest was the scar on his right shoulder. The second I saw that scar, my whole body went cold, like I'd been struck by lightning. My mind got dragged back 10 years. Back then, I was captain of the dive team. Vanessa was on the team. Jason was too. That day, the sea turned bad fast. The current got vicious. I saw the danger right away, so I pointed up, signaling everyone to head back. But before we could surface, everything went sideways. In the chaos, I used almost every ounce of strength I had to shove Vanessa and Jason toward safer water, and I got caught instead. The current took me. I should have died. By some miracle, I didn't. I washed up on a deserted island, passed out there for 3 full days. Then I was rescued. When I finally got home, Jason ran straight at me. He grabbed me hard, held on like he'd never let go, and he started crying.
Ethan, you're back. This is all my fault. I was useless. If I'd stopped you from making us go down, if I'd just been stronger, then I wouldn't have only saved Vanessa and watched you get swept away.
So that was it. I finally understood. No wonder my wife had been willing to force me to take the fall, to send me to prison, and to let me die for another man. For 10 whole years, she had believed Jason was the one who saved her. In the 3 days I disappeared, he became her hero, the man who risked everything for her. And me, I became the reckless one, the glory-hungry idiot who almost got everybody killed. What a sick joke. My throat was dry and raw, but I still forced the words out, shouting with everything I had left.
I told you! I can't go underwater! My ear can't handle the pressure! If I go down there, my brain could hemorrhage! Do you people want me dead?
Vanessa's eyes flickered, just for a second, a flash of panic, gone almost instantly. Then Victor charged at me in a rage. He rushed over and kicked me hard. I hit the deck and rolled.
Keep lying! Go ahead! Keep pretending! Ethan, you're rotten to the core! At a time like this, you're still faking a disability just to get out of it?
Off to the side, my mom collapsed to the deck, wiping her tears, sobbing like her heart was ripping apart.
Oh, God! Jason was an angel! He's always been so sweet! He did everything for us! If we lose him, I can't go on!
Then the boat captain, Adam, walked over. He tapped his watch.
Ms. Lane, this is where Jason went under. Based on the time, his tank has maybe 30 minutes left.
That one sentence shattered whatever reason Vanessa still had. Her pretty face twisted from panic. She spun toward me and screamed,
You heard him! Move! Now! Gear him up!
I stared at her, and something in me finally went cold.
Fine, I'll go. But I have one condition. I want the best deep water gear you've got.
If they were really going to shove me into hell, then I was grabbing whatever slim chance I had, no matter how small. If the gear was strong enough, maybe I could survive the pressure. The second I gave in, Vanessa's shoulders dropped, like she could finally breathe again. She rushed over and grabbed my hand tight.
Ethan, I knew it. I knew you still cared. I knew you wouldn't just let him die.
Then the next second, guilt flashed across her face. She pointed to a pile of junk in the corner.
But there's no other option. This is the only diving gear on the boat. You used to be the best diver in the business. A little problem like this, you can handle it, right?
She said it so casually, like it was nothing. I followed her finger, and my blood went cold. It was an old dive suit. The rubber was cracked in places. The air valve was rusted. That kind of gear should have been scrapped years ago. There was no way it was safe. A chill shot straight up my spine. I yanked my hand away, then backed up in panic.
Vanessa, are you out of your mind? You know diving! If I go down in that thing, that's the same as killing me!
Adam looked at the suit too. His face tightened.
Mrs. Lane, This gear really is too old. The risk on a forced deep dive is way too high. If something goes wrong...
Before he could finish, Vanessa's face went cold. She cut him off without hesitation.
At a time like this, who the hell cares about that? Get over here! Put it on him!
A few bodyguards rushed me at once. They slammed me onto the deck, pinned me down hard. In the struggle, someone stomped down. My hearing aid flew off. It cracked apart, then got crushed under a shoe. Shattered. The one thing that had stayed with me for years. Gone. In the end, they forced the suit onto my body anyway. And Vanessa strapped a heavy industrial weight belt around my waist, 60 pounds of lead, enough to make sure I sank. Then they shoved me toward the edge of the boat. In that last desperate moment, I turned and looked back at this family. Victor stood there with his arms crossed, coldly, like none of it had anything to do with him. There wasn't one shred of pity in his eyes, not for his own son. And my mother, Susan, she had her hands clasped tight, eyes shut, praying into empty air. Her lips trembled as she whispered,
Please, please let him be safe. Please, God, let Jason come back okay.
At a moment like this, with my life hanging by a thread, she was praying for him, for Jason. Not her own flesh and blood. It was grotesque. It was pathetic. It was almost funny. Then suddenly, a huge force slammed into my chest. Someone shoved me, hard. The second the deck vanished under my feet.
Ethan, if you bring Jason back, we'll get married right away. I'll be right here waiting for you.
Then the ocean swallowed me whole. The freezing water wrapped around my body instantly. The weight belt dragged me down. Fast. Way too fast. Straight into the deep. The pressure hit my ears like a sledgehammer. My right eardrum was already hanging by a thread. Now it tore. A dull, ripping burst exploded inside my head, like a balloon popping in my skull. Pain. Blinding pain. So much pain my whole body seized up. I opened my mouth to scream. A mouthful of seawater rushed in instead. My lungs felt like giant hands were crushing them. My vision turned red, then darker, then worse. My mind started slipping away. And just when I was drowning, just when the dark was closing over me, just when I gave up trying to live, a pair of soft hands reached for me, fast, strong, and grabbed me. Susan pressed a hand to her chest. Her face was pale. She leaned against the railing. Her eyes stayed locked on the water. Victor had his hands behind his back. He kept pacing, back and forth.
Jason will be fine. He's lucky. He has to be okay. Ethan was a diving champion. He'll bring Jason back up.
She kept saying it over and over. Like if she said it enough, it would come true. Like it could calm the fear inside her. But her fingers were shaking, and that gave her away. Then suddenly, a sharp alarm shattered the dead silence. A Coast Guard boat was speeding toward them. Fast. A few officers jumped onto the deck. The man in front scanned everyone with hard, sharp eyes.
I'm Owen with the Harbor City Coast Guard. Who's in charge here?
Victor hurried over at once. He pulled out a business card and handed it over.
We're with Cole Group. My son went missing while diving. We came out here to look for him ourselves.
Owen took the card.
Rescue?
Then he looked them over coldly.
We pulled him out 3 hours ago.
The whole deck went dead silent. Then Owen pulled up footage from his body cam. He opened a video and held it up.
3 hours ago, during patrol, we recovered a man from the water. It was Jason Cole. We tried contacting his family. No answer. Never thought you came all the way out here. There's no signal. The doctor on board examined him. He'd been exposed to a marine toxin, a sea barid, a kind of sea slug. That toxin can trigger severe hallucinations. In serious cases, it can be fatal. He might have touched one while diving. He's already been taken to the hospital. He's been stabilized for now.
The second they heard Jason was alive, my parents and Vanessa lit up with joy, like they had all just been handed their lives back. And not one of them cared about the word hallucinations. Not one. Victor nearly started crying on the spot. He was so excited he could barely stand still.
I knew it! I knew Jason was blessed! He's always had luck on his side!
Vanessa, did you hear that? Jason's okay. We have money. As long as he's still breathing, we can save him. We'll spend whatever it takes.
Vanessa finally let out a long breath. A smile of pure relief broke across her face, like she had just survived a nightmare. Then the smile froze, right there on her face, because suddenly she remembered. Half an hour ago she had shoved her ex-husband into the ocean, with her own hands, forced him down there, to save Jason. He was lying in a hospital now, alive. So where was Ethan? I had already been underwater for over 30 minutes, and there was still no sign of me, not even a trace. A terrible thought started rising in her mind. But before she could think it through, Owen took a file from one of his officers. His expression turned strange, cold, sharp, almost mocking. Then he looked straight at them and spoke again.
Well, If you're his family, that actually makes this easier.
He opened the document, then announced it on the spot.
As of this moment, Jason Cole is in custody. He is suspected of stealing protected underwater artifacts and suspected of murder.
That landed like a thunderclap. The next, they were dragged straight into the dirt. The smile on my dad's face froze. Then his whole face turned dark, pointed right at Owen.
What the hell are you talking about? Stealing artifacts? Murder? Our company practically built this town. My son Jason is one of the most well-known philanthropists. He's still lying in a hospital bed. And you people dare dump this kind of filth on him?
My mom rushed up too. She tried to shove Owen.
That's right. Do you even know how many schools Jason has donated to? He won't even hurt a fly. How could he possibly steal anything? How could he kill anyone?
Vanessa stepped up too, putting on that cold, untouchable CEO act.
Officer, watch what you say. You can't just throw accusations around. I'm the chair of Lane Group. Jason is my husband. If you try to set him up with fake charges, one phone call and your career is over.
They were shouting, threatening. But Owen only got colder. He didn't argue. He just tapped open another video. Jason scrambled backward from empty air, like something horrifying was standing right in front of him. His whole body was shaking violently. His face was twisted with pure terror. He had been down dozens of feet underwater when the toxin hit. The hallucinations were strong.
Don't come over here! Ah! Don't come near me! Zach, I know I messed up! Don't kill me!
My parents went white. Their lips trembled. Their eyes stayed glued to the screen.
I got greedy! I never should have cut your air hose. I'm so sorry. I'll do whatever it takes to make it right. No, don't take me with you.
He started smashing his forehead against the deck, over and over. Then all at once, the fear vanished. His face changed, turned vicious. A grin spread across it, twisted, like a demon laughing. He gestured into the empty air and cackled.
Ethan, you idiot! You never saw this coming, did you? That idiot Vanessa. She actually thought I was the one who saved her. All I did was show her a little scar, and she fell for me completely. She played those two old fans like a fiddle. She got me into that house.
My dad forced his neck straight, still trying to fight it.
I just played the victim, and they treated me like a king while they threw you away. Sent your pathetic ass to rot. God, that felt damn good. You can rot in prison forever. Everything from the Coles and everything from the Lanes will be mine.
Dead silence. Only Jason's crazed laughter kept echoing from the video. Across the deck, Vanessa stumbled back 2 steps, and she almost fell right there on the deck. That was their precious son, her precious husband, the man they defended like he was gold. And now he was on video, grinning like a devil, mocking them for being fools.
No. That's impossible.
You said he was poisoned. He was hallucinating. He was talking nonsense.
Exactly. That's all this is. He was hallucinating. He didn't know what he was saying. Yes! It was the toxin! That sea salt toxin made him ramble!
Owen's voice turned firm.
I figured that's what you'd say, which is exactly why we move fast. This involves a major attempted murder case. So we already formed an investigation team and verified everything he said.
Then Owen pulled out another stack of documents.
We found that the statements Ethan gave after his arrest 8 years ago did not match the physical evidence from the scene. And there's more. Ethan's defense attorney turned on him at trial. The day before the trial, a large payment hit his account. We traced the source. It came from one of your offshore accounts, Vanessa.
Vanessa's face went white.
And Jason's private account received multiple large wire transfers after the incident that year. The source was hidden, but we now have strong reason to believe that money came from selling stolen artifacts. We believe the case was not what it seemed. Please cooperate with the investigation. You're coming with us.
The Coast Guard officers were just about to move in. Then Adam finally broke. He swallowed hard, then stammered out.
Officer, wait. This still isn't over. Ethan Cole? He's still down there. He never came back up.
What did you just say?
Owen whipped around. His eyes widened instantly.
There's still someone underwater?
Adam's legs nearly gave out. He started spilling everything.
About half an hour ago, Ms. Lane pushed Ethan into the water. He said his ear was injured, said he couldn't handle the pressure, but Ms. Lane insisted. She forced him to go down, and now he still hasn't surfaced.
3 days later, Harbor City Hospital. Jason finally woke up. His body was still weak. He twitched his fingers, then realized the bed was surrounded. Mom, Dad, Vanessa, and several police officers in uniform. A flash of joy hit him. With all these people here, they had to be worried sick about him. He quickly changed his expression, forced tears into his eyes, then weakly reached for Susan's hand.
Dad. Mom. Vanessa, I was so scared. I had the worst nightmare. I dreamed I was trapped underwater. I thought I'd never see you again.
Before, that would have worked. Susan would have rushed over already. She would have held him, cried over him. But today, the room was terrifyingly quiet. No one spoke. Only the monitor kept beeping, steady, cold. Jason's hand hung there in midair, awkward, stiff. That was when he realized something was wrong. Victor wasn't fussing over him. The man who had always spoiled him was standing at the foot of the bed. His face was black with rage, and the way he looked at Jason now, there was no warmth left, no love.
Dad? What's wrong? Dad? What's wrong?
He pulled out a tablet, tapped the screen, then threw it onto Jason's chest. Jason grabbed it, looked down, and instantly went pale. On the screen was him, laughing like a maniac, spilling everything, confessing, mocking the people who raised him, calling them idiots, every ugly word, every filthy truth. All of it was there. His face went ghost white. Cold sweat poured down his forehead. Jason panicked.
This isn't real.
He struggled to sit up.
Dad! Mom! Vanessa! Listen to me. That was the sea hair toxin. It made me hallucinate. It made me say crazy things. How could I ever hurt Ethan? That wasn't me. It was the poison talking. Vanessa, believe me.
Reached for her.
I love you. Everything I did it so we could be together.
Vanessa's expression turned complicated. Owen cut in from the side.
Jason Cole, drop the act. We've already confirmed the evidence. You framed Ethan for the theft, and you murdered Zach.
The jig is up, I guess. But don't act so high and mighty, Dad. You're the one who threw your son to the wolves. I just watched.
Then he turned to Vanessa. His eyes dragged over her in that disgusting, sticky way.
And you. Stop acting innocent. For the last 8 years, wasn't I good enough for you in bed? What? Suddenly found your conscience? A little late, don't you think?
He laughed again. Ugly, slow, mocking.
Ethan's not coming back anyway. So, why not let it go? I can still take care of you two. We can all stay one happy family. Still living the dream. Isn't that what you want?
The second those words came out, the whole room turned freezing cold. The shamelessness of it, the evil of it. It was beyond human. My parents were shaking so hard they could barely stand. They stared at the boy they had raised for 8 years. This was the son they had treated like their own flesh and blood?
What?
Susan finally broke. What? She remembered my face, the look in my eyes when they shoved me into the sea. That dead, hollow, hopeless look. She remembered pointing at me, cursing me, calling me heartless and filth. The pain hit her so hard she almost stopped breathing. She collapsed to the floor, both hands clawing at her hair. Then she let out a raw, broken scream.
What did I do? I'm a monster! I don't deserve to breathe!
The second my mom said that, Victor seemed to wake up, like he had just been struck across the face. He lowered his head, stared at his own trembling hands. Those hands had slapped my eardrum open 8 years ago, had handed over the rope to tie up his own son. He let out a howl like a wounded beast. Then he raised his hand and started slapping himself across the face. Hard. Again. And again. Smack. The sound of those hits echoed through the hospital room. His face swelled almost instantly. His cheeks turned red and purple. Blood ran from the corner of his mouth, but he acted like he couldn't feel any of it. He just kept hitting himself, over and over, like a madman.
This is karma. This is all karma. I thought I could see through anyone. But I killed my own blood.
And Vanessa, by now the mental wall she had spent 3 days holding up finally collapsed. Completely. She didn't want to think about that dive. The underwater current. The day I disappeared. Those 3 days after I went missing, Jason had stayed by her side. Again and again he described what happened underwater, every detail, every danger, every second. He painted the whole thing for her. Later, after the underwater murder case, she had bribed my lawyer, paid him off to switch sides at the last second, helped send me to prison for 8 years. Then she married the man who had really killed someone. And 3 days ago, she used money to humiliate me. And then, she pushed me into the abyss, the same man who nearly died saving her.
No! It wasn't supposed to be like this!
Vanessa dropped to her knees. Her hands shook as she pulled something from her pocket. The broken pieces of my hearing aid. She had picked them up from the deck of the boat. The cracked plastic shell still carried the salt and stink of the sea. Her vision blurred with tears. Still, she tried to fit the pieces back together, one by one, even though it was already smashed beyond repair.
Ethan! I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
She kept trying to piece it together, crying harder and harder. The sharp plastic cut into her fingers. Her nails split. Blood smeared across the broken hearing aid pieces.
Please, come back. Come back. I'll give you anything. We'll remarry. No more lies. Ethan, please. Please come back to me.
The Ice Queen who looked down on us all, the cold, untouchable CEO, was now on the floor like a stray dog, crying, begging. In a hospital overseas, I opened my eyes slowly and met Claire's gentle eyes.
Ethan, you finally made it back.
She sat by my bed, with a bowl of chicken soup, feeding me one spoonful at a time. The warmth slid down my throat and settled in my chest. I hadn't felt that in 8 years. The feeling of being cared for, like I actually mattered, like someone was protecting me. Claire was Zach's younger sister. Zach had been on my dive team. The three of us grew up together. Best friends, like family. Back then, me, Zach, and Jason went diving together. That was when we found the gold, hidden in a sunken wreck. Jason got greedy. He cut Zach's air hose, then pinned it on me. Vanessa didn't believe me. My parents didn't either, not for 1 second. They even destroyed my eardrum, forced me to take the fall. Only Claire believed I was innocent, but she had no proof. She couldn't clear my name, and she couldn't avenge her brother. For 8 years, she came to see me every month in prison. Never missed. After I got out, I stood outside the Cole mansion and saw them all inside, laughing, eating, living like a perfect family. That was the night I made my choice. I was going to get revenge. So I went to Claire and asked for her help. Jason killed for gold and sold me out for greed, all for the money. Fine. Then I decided to give him exactly what he wanted. 2 months earlier, I started feeding Jason exactly the kind of story a greedy man couldn't ignore. Rumors, planted articles, fake salvage chatter, over and over, all of it pointing to one patch of ocean. A newly discovered wreck. And the chance it was loaded with gold? At first, he didn't buy it. Why would he? He had the Coles and the Lanes backing him. Money was everywhere around him. Every time he saw the alerts, he just swiped them away. But greed is greed. And it always comes back. After seeing it enough times, he started wondering if it was real. Then he started searching. That was the step I was waiting for. I had already planted spyware on his phone. The second he started digging, it triggered everything. All the planted information, all the fake confirmations. Everything we had prepared started feeding right into him. So he believed it. He took the bait. But private salvage without approval is illegal, especially if it involves protected wrecks, artifacts, historic sites. He couldn't let too many people know, so he used diving as cover, went down there several times to check it out, and that part was real. There really was a wreck in that area. The moment I found out he had secretly contacted a salvage boat, I knew my chance had come. After that, the rest fell into place. Before one of his dives, his breathing gear was contaminated. Just a trace amount, sea hair toxin. Once he was underwater, it hit, and everything unfolded exactly how we wanted. But there was one thing I didn't expect. My parents, and my ex-wife. Instead of calling the official rescue team, they came looking for me. Me. Back at the trial, they publicly disowned me. And after I got out, they never looked for me once. So I had to change plans. I decided to fake my death. Disappear completely. Thank God Claire got there in time. She came in a mini-sub, pulled me up before I died. Now, in the hospital room, the TV on the wall was playing live coverage from back home. A major sentencing update. Broadcast everywhere. Jason had been convicted on multiple charges. Intentional homicide, theft of protected artifacts, framing an innocent man, and more. He was sentenced to death, with immediate execution. I watched the screen, then shook my head. Claire caught it right away. She knew exactly what I meant, so she explained.
My guess? Jason got pushed up by an underwater current. Then patrol officers just happened to spot him. But that part doesn't matter. The ending still landed where we needed it.
I nodded, then looked back at the TV. Victor and Susan were sentenced too, 1 year each, for shielding the real killer and obstructing justice. Taken into custody right there in court. Vanessa got 3 years for bribery, perjury, and covering up a crime. At the same time, Lane Group and Cole Group were collapsing. The scandal sent both stocks into freefall. Then both families went bankrupt. The Coles, the Lanes, the families who once thought they ruled everything. Their names were ruined for good. On the screen, those people from my past stood in prison uniforms, crying, begging, confessing to the cameras, but no one pitied them. And strangely, I felt nothing. No hate, no thrill, no satisfaction, just relief. A clean, empty kind of relief. Like all the pain had finally been peeled off me. Like every last chain had fallen away. And for the first time in years, I let out one long breath. 4 years later, thanks to Claire and the best specialists money could buy, my hearing had long since returned. Now we were on Australia's Gold Coast, launching a cutting-edge deep-sea ecology project. That day, we were on the beach testing a new sonar system. Then a woman came stumbling toward us. Her hair was almost all white. She looked gaunt, hollowed out. If I hadn't looked carefully, I never would have recognized her. It was Vanessa, the same Vanessa who once thought she ruled the world. A foul smell rolled off her. She dug into a torn pocket, then pulled out a ring. The wedding ring. The same one she once forced onto my finger. The same one I threw back at the fish stall.
Ethan! Ethan, I finally found you! Look, I kept this ring with me the whole time. Please give me one chance to make it right. One chance to make up for everything. For years now, I've thought about you every day. I know I messed up. Jason lied to me. He destroyed me. My family is gone. My money is gone. Someone even beat me until I lost hearing in one ear. That's my punishment. That's my karma. Ethan! You loved me, didn't you? Back then you almost died trying to save me.
She kept pouring it out. How she got tricked out of everything, how debt collectors hunted her, how helpless she had been. Then one day, she saw me on TV. She sold one of her kidneys just to pay someone to get her into Australia. But I only took 2 small steps back, avoided the hand reaching toward me with that ring. Then I spoke.
Please stay away from me. We're divorced. The second you forced me to take the fall for a murderer, the woman I once called my wife died. So stop acting like this is love. It just makes me sick.
Right then, Claire walked over holding 2 cold drinks. She handed one to me like it was the most natural thing in the world. Then she slipped an arm around my neck and kissed my cheek.
Babe, why is this woman anywhere near you?
I don't know.
Where's security?
Vanessa stared at us, at how good we looked together, at how happy we were. Back in Harbor City, 2 elderly people shuffled down the street. Each of them carried a ripped plastic sack. They limped badly, step by step. Then they stopped in front of a giant LED screen in the city square. Their bodies shook, their eyes lifted. On the screen, a global live broadcast was playing. I was there, wearing a custom suit, standing tall, calm, confident, receiving a major UN environmental award. The camera panned wider. Claire stood beside me, one hand looped through my arm. Her baby bump was showing, and she was smiling like sunlight. Susan burst into tears. The tears ran down her filthy face. She slowly raised one grimy hand, reached toward the screen, like she could touch me from where she stood.
Ethan! That's my boy!
A security guard from the mall rushed out at once.
What the hell are you doing, you filthy beggars? Get away from there!
He shoved her hard. She fell straight to the ground. Victor was crying too, but he didn't dare fight back. He just kept slapping himself across the face, again and again, muttering through tears.
This is karma. We were blind.
Then the 2 of them held each other up and disappeared into the alleys of the city. As for Vanessa, she was detained and deported. After that, she completely lost her mind. The shock broke her for good. She had no money left for proper treatment, so she got dumped into the cheapest mental institution they could find. Out on the shimmering blue water, I lay, stretched out on the deck of a yacht. Warm sea breeze across my face. Claire walked over with a plate of cut fruit, then curled up in my arms.
Honey, what are you thinking about?
I looked out at the deep blue sea, the same sea that had almost buried me, the same sea that gave me a second life. Then I smiled and shook my head.
I was just wondering Do you think our baby's a boy or a girl?
Then I started the yacht and left every betrayal, every wound, every bit of that old life behind us in the rolling wake.